armies, you can actually micro the banelings better. So if you trade armies constantly and keep taking bases, you can get yourself into a good position.
Yeah, I sound like a broken record, but every time, like, because it's been like 6 TVZs in a row, not enough Terrans have bring tanks. Well, all night they haven't been bringing tanks with their armies, so they're not having anything to fall back on when the Baneling come running at them. Like, yes, they're doing the right thing by running the Marines away, but you only run the Marines away because the tanks take out the Banelings.
Very true. It's tough when you've got to push the length of a map. Close positions on this map are in balance for Terran. Like, it's way easier for Terran than Zerg. But when you've got to run like this huge distance and there's like creep highway right next to your base, 2 towers, and overlords are all around the edge, it can be quite hard to actually push properly with tanks because you can get countered and that type of thing.
Yeah. Well, that's where the creep comes into play. The more creep you have, the earlier you can see the Terran pushing out, the easier it is to catch them out of position with their tanks unsieged. That is the whole point of creep. And, oh my god, I hate this map. Sorry for the frame rate, guys. But right now, what do we got? We got 138 supply to 197 right about now, because the Zerg has the 4th base, is when he just wants to 300 pop push. Perfect timing right now.
Scary.
And here we go. I'm sorry for the frame rate. Terran's doing a good job of splitting up, but there's just too much stuff. I don't know if any of you guys who know who Sheth is from the US server, a coach for GhostlyCoaching.com as well. He has got to be the worst player ever when it comes to taking out planetary fortresses. Because every time he does it, he sends Banelings in. The fortress will have maybe 100 health left. I think he did it for about 9 games in a row. He'd go in and Baneling. He'd get the SCVs, but he wouldn't kill the planetary fortress. It was freaking hilarious. And he knows it too. So right now, we're looking at this Terran. He's played well so far. Unfortunately, he's been on the back foot the entire game. Hasn't really had a chance to get back into it. The Zerg hasn't really overextended himself, which is good. Probably wants to take a 5th base now. As a lot of players, like in the lower leagues, they get to this point and they don't know what to do. Like, they look and go, hey, Zerg has 4 bases. Well, technically, he has 2. Because he's mined out at his main. He's got maybe 100 minerals left at his natural. So he's really on 2 bases right now. So now is the perfect time for him to take a 3rd. If we have a look back here at the Terran, sorry, a 5th for the Zerg. Now is the perfect time for him to take a 4th, simply because he's mined out at his main, almost mined out at his nat. He has enough SCVs to saturate 2 bases. If he doesn't get that extra, he's just wasting a whole heap of SCVs.
Yep, he'd probably want to take that gold since he's going to want to push that way. Sort of easier to defend on that high ground. It's got a huge drop coming to the main here.
Are you in this game, or are you just watching me through the stream?
No, I'm a couple of seconds behind on the stream.
This could actually be really dangerous here, because he will be able to get the Baneling Nest and the Spire.
Yeah, it's true.
And if he's lucky, they're there. Unfortunately, too many Marines. Needs more Marauders.
He's macroing well. Both players are macroing like crazy.
I think, from what I've seen, Zio, what he needs to do now is drop the Marines on the other cliff. Drop them. Drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Yes.
Nice.
What I've noticed all night is the macro of a lot of these players is okay. It's their reactions and how to deal with certain things that aren't. Fusions are probably at the higher end of the bronze, silver, and gold league areas, from what I can see. Just because he's realizing, like, at the beginning of this game, he knew how to deal with that bunker and things like that. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him moving up soon. But a lot of the players, they see something and just have no idea what to do against it, which is kind of annoying to watch. But
yeah, I mean, that's
the very first thing I said. Sorry, go for it.
Well, that's the nature of sort of like a bronze player, I guess, or a gold player. They probably haven't seen everything. But this is still, if these guys are actually in gold, Yeah, I'm pretty impressed.
I believe Fusion is about a 2,000 point gold player. But yeah, like I was saying, pretty much the first thing I said. I doubt everyone's been hanging with me the entire cast so far, but the first thing I said in the entire cast was don't go into a game, especially at this level, or even at high diamond level. Don't go into a game getting annoyed if you don't win. Get annoyed if you don't learn anything. The worst possible outcome from a game isn't the fact that you lost the game. Like, that's not the worst possible outcome. The worst possible outcome is you finish the game, you look at the replay, and you go, what the fuck could I do better? That is a game you got to be scared of. And I'm pretty sure it never happens. I'm sure Voices could be backing up on that one.
Yeah, I tend to watch every game. As soon as I lose a game, I watch it immediately, unless I'm in a tourney or something. And you tend to stop learning if you like lose too many times or you've played too much on the one night. Like, I watch the replay and don't really learn anything, and then you sort of know it's time to give up for the night. But I agree with you, mate. This is amazing by Jaron here. It's just been so persistent.
So many Marines. Well, points like this is even guys in Diamond make the mistake. If you have 1 or 2... Yeah, that's a perfect point, Skybreak. I love it. 1 or 2 Infestors. Like, I think it was Kirik's Zenith versus Marine King in GSL 2. And it was like Marines versus Banelings. Marines versus Banelings. And I think it was Idra who said it. He was just like, where the hell were the Infestors? Now, that was actually really lucky on the Zerg's part there to catch so many Marines. But, unfortunately, out of dodge. Nicely done for dgun. We're already going into game 2 here. It is a best of 3. Did you want in on this game? Or are you going back to your game?
Yeah, yep, that'd be good.
Right.
Let me jump off your stream here. Alright, I'm good to go.
Alright, I'm just getting an invite. I'm just going to message this guy. What map do you want? $500 says scrap station. Taking? No?
Crap station.
Oh, wait, no, Zelnaga.
Ah, nice.
I lose.
Everybody's favourite map.
No, Securus.
You like Shaq?
Which they took out of the goddamn map pool.
Yeah, what's the deal there?
I'm pretty sure it's because of the invisible bug.
I don't even know
You
what
know
that
about
is.
that, right?
No, but it's not more imbalanced than steps. That should have been out. I don't even like playing on steps, and I'm a Terran player.
I love steps, and I mainly, I play all races, but yeah. I love steps. What do we got? Fusion. Are you on my real ID?
Yep.
Yeah, get yourself in here.
Smells like sex in here. What round is this?
Semi-final.
Oh, nice.
Yes. It's best of 3, so...
Oh, what's the prize pool? Apart from fame, ladies, and all that.
Fame, ladies, and the chance for me to cast their game so they can figure out what's going on.
Sit on Unstable's knee.
So we're just going to take a quick 5-minute break for dgun.
That match was tired, man. Nice.
So, let's go back on this game. Why did Fusion lose? Pretty much because he didn't capitalize.
One thing he didn't do, when you get that huge ball of mutas, because it's so fast and you can, Zerg can pretty much see the whole map, he really should go in and hit different spots, like in the main, go and hit like round the back of the minerals at the nat. Because if the Terran does a push, his mutas can get back and he can set up a proper arc anyway. Or you can flank any way you want with mutas, because obviously they fly. So I'd like to see him actually go in and make Terran move back to the main, build turrets, that sort of thing. I think that would help.
Yeah. Well, oh my god, I've already broken the fucking Christmas present. Jesus. Hold on a sec. I was saying it about in a game or two before. So I think someone in the stream was asking, is it better to get Thors or better to get turrets versus Mutalisks? And pretty much my response to that, you can back me up on it if you want to, or call me an idiot. Turrets first, Thors second. Simply because once there becomes a certain amount of once becomes a certain amount of mutas, they can start taking out turrets like they're not even anything there, and that's the point where you need the Thors.
Yeah, once they get critical
And
mass, they're just like a laser beam. Point it and shoot. They just kill everything.
And what I think Fusion missed out on there is he had the critical mass to start taking out turrets, but he didn't capitalize.
Yep, exactly. And the other thing is, like, if you're going Thor's early game, it means you're not really being attacking, unless you go on some sort of weird one-base, Thor build. Do you know what I mean? If you're going Thor's, you're sitting in your base, which is, at the moment, the meta game is if you sit in your base TVZ, that's game over. You can't let Zerg macro.
Nope. Which is why a lot of the Korean games are so like cheesy and fast aggression, and hopefully that changes soon.
Well, when the game first came out, apparently the Korean ladder was all cheesy one-base micro attacks, and that's how it was for like the first 2 months, because the game was, there was no build orders, no one figured anything out, so it was all just, and I think there's still a bit of that in the game at the moment.
See, this is like what frustrates me. A lot of players are just like, oh, he's Korean, he's better than me. No! Slap that out of your fucking head. The reason they were better than everyone else in StarCraft 1 is because they practiced 12 hours a day for years upon years upon years. Even now, you'll find like the average player skill on the Korean ladder is slightly higher, yes, but just because they have different like game trends doesn't mean that they're better or worse players. You'll find a lot of the players who like the OGS guys and the TSL guys, they're better because they practice, not because they're freaking Korean.
Yeah, no, you're right, and it's a sport over there.